Hi, everyone. It's Friday, everyone. Very well aware of that, as you are as well, that it's been a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And we've still got heat and humidity cranking up for more of a early summer-like forecast for your weekend before a cold front rolls through and gives us shower chances. Not great ones, but shower chances for a few days in a row. But a really nice forecast ahead, deservingly so. A weekend that you might be able to get out and do a few things in some nice, warm, dry air for the most part. With that said, of course, tonight, after my brief entry here and summary of tonight's show, our update will be on little Kenneth Howard, and it's a good one tonight. I also have with us tonight via a little FaceTime video Rebecca Lynn Howard headed home. She'll give us a little insight into tomorrow night's show. It's not going to be like what we might be expecting, she says. You won't be surprised to hear of the McGoffin County family that made it through and was actually a competing team on the Family Feud. They're probably on a plane right now or getting ready to land after returning from LA. I have got several thousands of dollars worth of counterfeit money to tell you about that was seized last night in Sayersville by police, Paintsville City Council meeting from earlier in the week, and much, much more. I am so thrilled to begin this program tonight with the following. It's just been one uh, uh, monumental announcement after the other this week since we found little, not since a team found little Kenneth Howard out, of course, in those terrible conditions, some 1,700 feet, very tough, rough terrain feet from his home. Nevertheless, a call from the father to Carter Conley earlier today, who he's keeping in close contact with, tells Carter that little Kenneth is up and moving around quite briskly, considering around the hospital room, the swelling had started to go down to the delight of doctors and the family, to the satisfaction of doctors enough to let him come home. He was to be released sometime this afternoon, and that is absolutely amazing news. The family says they're looking forward to getting him home. They're still requesting privacy at this time. They want to get him home, get him settled in, and maybe we'll get to speak with him sometime not too far down the road. Nevertheless, the bottom line is that they are bringing this little boy home after what has just been an unbelievable past several days. One that still a lot of folks, I've read the notes and messages out there, a lot of folks are having a hard time grasping. Folks, I'm here to tell you that myself and dozens of other rescue personnel who were able to get close enough to this child before he was airlifted from the scene all can attest that little boy was just exactly out there in the wilderness, just exactly as we all now understand him to have been. And it's just a miracle that he did survive. I don't believe there's any other explanation for it at this point. With that said, we'll get to our local headlines in just a few seconds. After U.S. District Judge Joseph M. Hood sentenced Herschel J. Arrowwood of the AeroMed Ambulance Service of Breathitt County to a year and a day in prison, he has now fined the ambulance service nearly $250,000 in the health care fraud case. He was, that being Arrowwood, originally charged with billing Medicare and Medicaid for essentially performing taxi service duties, but employees would file false reimbursement claims to make it look as though they were transporting a patient in need of an ambulance when indeed they weren't. The company also had to pay back about $249,000 to Medicare and Medicaid. Now they're being fined $240,000. As for Arrowwood, he had to go to prison late last March, I believe it was, just a few months ago, and he is still there and will have to serve, of course, at least 85% of that sentence, per my understanding of federal guidelines. Well, Sayersville police last night, specifically Officer Mike Nichols, as the citation says, made a traffic stop that netted drugs, drug-related charges, and nearly $7,000 in counterfeit $100 bills. These two people were booked into the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center at around 5 o'clock this morning after a traffic stop by Officer Mike Nichols of the Sayersville PD. After conducting the traffic stop, he questioned the driver, Renita Chaffins, with a passenger, her uncle, I'm told, Billy Chaffins, also in the car. The car had no insurance, no valid registration or license plate, and he found Chaffins to be in possession of, that being Renita Chaffins, the quantity or amount of Suboxone under her seat. Also, upon being booked in the Big Sandy jail, she was found to be in possession of meth and a needle under her bra. As for Billy Chapins, he was found to be in possession of $6,700, all $100 bills, but all fake $100 bills, which were rolled up in his pocket. Also under his seat was a plastic gun that had the red tip on it, signifying it as such as a toy, but that red tip was removed. And there are no charges related to that, but the officer did note that that could have been a very serious and dangerous situation. Nonetheless, Billy Chapins was charged with possession of a controlled substance in the first degree and criminal possession of a forged instrument for the 67 counterfeit $100 bills. The driver / niece was charged with no registration, no insurance, possession in the second degree, possession in the first for methamphetamine, also criminal possession of a forged instrument as well. Both were still in the Big Sandy Regional Jail as of airtime. When I come back, it's the entertainment portion of tonight's show. A quick little interview as she was on the road coming home with Rebecca Lynn Howard about tomorrow night's show. And a Sayersville-Montgomery County family headed home from L.A. after making it all the way to the Family Feud. I'll be right back. Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to ConleyTire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by. For huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424.
Appalachian Wireless has a question for you. Would you rather pay $650 or $66 for a smartphone? If you think this answer is simple, then the Appalachian Advantage plan is for you. Pay less upfront for today's hottest smartphones, and then pay just a few dollars more every month on the monthly bill. Many smartphones are $5 a month or less after you factor in the $20 discount from the Advantage plan, compared to the contract offering. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless. Payment agreement required. See store for details.
At Sayersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sayersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sayersville National. Your new IGA has fresh brewed coffees and delicious donuts made 7 days a week. Daily made breads piled high with any meat or cheese you can think of. And come and taste the salads, broccoli and cauliflower, cornbread, and their gourmet chicken salad made fresh right here. They've got fruit and vegetable and meat trays made with a little love, and celebrate anything with perfectly professionally made cakes. All fresh and ready for your next meal, party, or event. At your Sayersville IGA, where it's a new day, place, and way to shop.
SSI and disability cases are harder to win these days. You need all the help you can get. If the government has turned you down, I will not. Many factors are considered when a claim is being processed, like your age, education, physical, and mental disabling conditions. When it comes time to winning your disability case, you should not face a federal judge alone. You need an attorney who is experienced, determined, hardworking, knowledgeable, and dedicated to helping you win benefits that you deserve. If you need help with your SSI or disability case, call me, Donald Wayne McFarland, and let me go to work for you.
Don't forget now, for a lot of folks, tomorrow is a big day, a lot of hunters, and they've really gone public with this as of late, and it's been very popular. But the big 2019 elk draw is tomorrow over at the Mountain Arts Center, so a big crowd there. But it's tomorrow night that everyone who might not have a ticket or be hoping to get a ticket is interested in as well. Miss Rebecca Lynn Howard is indeed already on her way home, as I'm going to prove to you in just a second. And tomorrow night is going to prove to be a big show for a lot of reasons. One of her first shows that she's done since getting back from her, what essentially was not a world tour, but for my intents and purposes, a world tour with Steven Tyler, as she and her band, Loving Mary, of course, have been to several countries with him, making numerous appearances and performances. Well, tomorrow night she's headed back here to the Mountain Arts Center for a wonderful show that's going to be taped for the Country Network, a national broadcast. So we would like to see everyone out, and she says definitely you'll want to be there. Now, before you see this is a FaceTime interview. I have to stress, Becky driving home. She's not filming this, and in fact, as you can tell, she's concentrating more on the road than she is my interview. But nevertheless, I think Eli's holding the camera from the passenger seat as she tells us, as she was just hitting the road from Nashville, what she's been working on as of late and what she is looking forward to bring home to her show with her husband Eli, maybe as a backup, so to speak, at tomorrow night at the Mountain Arts Center.
Well, like I said, I mean, I'm trying out some new songs, a little bit different approach, and, you know, most people have seen me with live bands, and this is going to be, you know, me and Eli, and, you know, not only is it a acoustic show, I mean, we 2 founding members of the Loving Mary Band, you know, 2 members of Steven Tyler's band, so it's, you know, it's a little bit different approach to just, it's not going to be just, you know, any regular acoustic show. So we'll be singing new songs, some songs that I've had cut by other artists that were hits. So yeah, it's just going to be a fun show, so everybody needs to come out and see it.
You know, so real quickly, you've been kind of letting a little bit of your new stuff out. What's the status on it?
So we're in the process of making a new record. We're producing all kinds of stuff when we're home. So, you know, we're kind of juggling several different projects. So I'd say we'll probably hop back on this project in a few more weeks, and then try to finish it out, you know, maybe by the end of fall or something like that. But I'd say it probably won't be released till maybe the following year, after the turn of the new year. So, but you know, time goes by fast. It won't be that long of a wait. And I'm really excited because I've been writing songs for the past, you know, 12 years, something like that. And really stockpiling the ones that I want to keep for myself and cut, you know, on this record. So it's definitely my favorite songs I've written, you know, since I released my last album. So it's going to be great. I'm excited, and you know, the music business is totally different now than it used to be. I've got total creative control. I'm getting to do it all myself, which is something I've never really had the luxury of doing before. So it's awesome. And you know, I have a studio at my house, and we work on it at our leisure, and it's just a better way to make music. It's more creative and more authentic, and you know, we can just really focus on trying to think outside the box, and we don't have time constraints. Since it's our studio, we just, you know, take it at our own pace. So I'm really excited to see, you know, how everything turns out, but I just know it's going to be great. So we're just mixing it up. A little bit of old, a little bit of new, and some hits along the way. So everybody will have something to sing along to, and maybe something to tap their toes to, and hopefully everyone has as good a time as I'm going to have singing for everybody.
Tickets are on sale at the door. Of course, you can also go online to macarts.com and literally pick where you want to sit. We do suggest getting ready to smile for the camera, possibly, because you might just have to do so as tomorrow night. Remember, it is going to be filmed for the Country Network, which will be a national broadcast, which is a little bit bigger than what we do here. So keep that in mind. That's tomorrow night at the Mountain Arts Center. Speaking of other big appearances, well, probably comes to no surprise to anyone who knows the Ward family that they made it through. That they made it through 5 initial auditions to the big show. The big show being The Family Feud. Right now, as we speak, Randy and Tanya Ward and the kids are either getting ready to land or just deboarded a plane after being in L.A. for the past several days for a successful trip. How successful yet, I really don't know, but I do know they made it all the way to Steve Harvey's stage. All I know at this hour is that the Ward family was boarding a plane this afternoon to return home after what was obviously a successful trip, because they made it on the show. That's all they can tell us, but they made it on the Family Feud. Out of what were tens of thousands of families from all over the United States, they were narrowed down and selected to be among those who got to be on the show. This goes back to September when they first auditioned in Louisville, and they actually made it through and had to go through another 4 audition rounds after that before they were finally selected. So after all of that, they were flown out to L.A. this week, where they were taped for TV for an upcoming broadcast of Family Feud. Now, of course, as we're all pretty well aware, they're under contract. They can't talk about if they won or not, or how many shows they will be on or not. And they don't know the tape date as of yet or when it will actually air, but they say it will be sometime in the fall, and they'll be able to let us know whenever they know. They said they had an amazing time, and that Steve Harvey and the production team was absolutely amazing, and it was an incredibly fun experience. And knowing these folks and Steve Harvey, I don't know Steve Harvey, but through the TV, I am most certain that it was. We wish to congratulate him and look forward to seeing the Ward family on the Feud. Next, tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau Community Calendar. Next week is the last week for the cleanup. That's county and citywide. The citywide cleanup's been ongoing through all 3 weeks that the McGoffin County cleanup has been going on. And next week it's for District 1 residents in the county. That'll be the last week for Sagersville residents to take advantage of the spring cleanup campaign as well. The next community blood drive is coming up Wednesday the 29th, 1 to 5 o'clock. Now, that's not next Wednesday, that's the week after, so I'll remind you a little later on next week. But Wednesday the 29th, 1 to 5, the Kentucky Blood Center Bloodmobile in front of the Sagersville IGA. And we're trying to get the word out about Camp Lewis, because spots are going to start to fill up soon. You need to register your camper as soon as possible. Teen Week is June the 10th. 10 to 12-year-olds, June the 17th. 7 to 9-year-olds, June the 24th. $65 per camper. If you pre-register, you can do so by going online now to save your camper's spot at camplewis.com. Or if you want to talk to a person live over the phone, 859-516-2909. A lifelong experience. Camp Lewis, serving this part of the world for 84 years. The Nancy Castle Grade School Reunion at the Paintsville Lake Shelter, number 4, Saturday the 25th at noon. The 23rd Annual United Way Golf Scramble is coming up at the Paintsville Golf Course Friday, June the 7th. Get your teams together now. And if you have any questions prior to, call 791-9902. They will register at 9. They will start play at 10 o'clock that morning at the Paintsville course. And for all of you campers, basketball campers that is, the McGoffin County Basketball Camp has been set for July the 15th through the 18th at the McGoffin County High School. Lunch provided daily. And daily they will help your camper get their next level of basketball skills on. $50 per person, that's all it is to register, and that's for boys and girls ages 6 to 17. If you have any questions, you can contact Coach Castle of the boys program. If you have any calendar announcements, birthdays, anniversaries, or otherwise, this is where you want to send them. First, a reminder of services to be held in the morning for 91-year-old Rosie Annie Perkins Conley of Parkway Drive, who passed away on the 11th. Visitation is tonight, and services start in her honor tomorrow at 11 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. And Mary Kay Stacy of West Liberty passed away on today's date. She was preceded in death by her husbands, William Ross, Raymond Gibson, and Harland Ross. Surviving are sons Franklin Murphy and Hager Ross, and daughters Louise Gibson, Christine Nichols, Juanita Banks, and Daisy Hall. Visitation for Mary Stacy will be after 3 o'clock tomorrow and prior to services that have been set for this Sunday at 2 o'clock. Visitation and services from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Great and feel great with the very best in Versa Spa Spray Tanning and 6 of the most modern tanning beds in the business, including their 7-minute stand-up bed and 12-minute super bed with bronzing bulbs at Tropical Isle in Sagersville and Prestonsburg. And till the end of May, get 20% off of tanning packages. Come in or call today. at Tropical Isle Tanning in Sayersville and Prestonsburg, open 7 days a week. The seasonal shop is simply wall to wall, floor to ceiling, filled with new arrivals and more coming every day. Natural Life is in the store. It's a fun, uplifting brand of t-shirts, headbands, air fresheners, mugs, and more. And they've always got the latest and greatest designs from Simply Southern, including their new line of drinkware for hot or cold. And the women's spring and summer collections are simply amazing and ready to get you ready for the beautiful weather head to toe. And come in and check out their rewards program. Free local delivery. They'll ship it to you. They're now accepting PayPal, and they've always got baby and wedding registry at Fraser Spray to Drug Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville. From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sayersville. 349-8785. Just like that, we've jumped into the spring allergy season with all the buds and blooms, tree and grass pollen, mold, and all the nasal congestion, sneezing, itchy nose and eyes and throat that they cause. Don't get caught off guard. Protect yourself daily with a quick trip to Parkway Pharmacy for over-the-counter and prescription relief. And you can always log into parkwaypharmacy.com to have your prescriptions ready when you get there at Parkway Pharmacy in Sayersville. Founded in 1974 on the idea that we all deserve and need the very best in medical services and patient-oriented care, but at reasonable prices we can afford, Big Sandy Healthcare and Hope Family Medical Center have also put together a team of professionals and providers, all at one location, all with you and your family in mind. With pharmacy, dental, lab and x-ray, pediatrics, adult medicine, behavioral health, and more. Come see us, for anything, at Hope Family Medical Center in Sayersville. At Parkway Gun & Pawn, out the door means taxes and a box of shells are included, and all these specials are out the door prices. So you can pick from these Heritage Arms 22 revolvers, $149 out the door, or this one for $139. This Judge shoots 45 long Colts and 4 10 shells, and it's out the door for $449. 9mm semi-automatics as low as $219, all just in and soon to be gone at Parkway Gun & Pawn. Now we'll go to a brief report on this week's regular session of the Paintsville City Council, which focused on, in part, several different topics of discussion, but there was one most important part for city employees, as the mayor announced that a pay increase has been included in the first reading of the city's budget. Early on, they announced and reminded everyone at the same time of the Spring Fling set for this Saturday. That's tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., At the time of the meeting, they already had over 45 vendors, that's of course including a lot of food vendors as well, signed up to be a part. A lot of entertainment, a parade tomorrow at 5, and a popular band in the beer garden in the park tomorrow evening at 7 for Saturday's Paintsville Spring Fling. The council then went on to vote to appoint Rhonda Cox as the Emergency Management Administrative Assistant. They then praised the city employee performance for many employees going above and beyond their call of duties, and that translated into a discussion, or an announcement, if you will, in regards to the budget. When it came to the first reading of the 2019-20 budget, Mayor Bill Mike Runyon said that there was a pay increase included in that for city employees.
If you'll notice on the first page of your first reading, I am allowed to mention this, right, Miss Kim?
I've read it.
Miss Jamie, that we are proposing a 2.8% pay increase across the board
I think that's
with
great.
this
That
budget.
is.
It is, and that you're able to do it because of good money management. That's great. And they deserve it.
It's because city council's done a good job.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Yeah.
And for the majority of the rest of the meeting, they discussed city street lights, the lack thereof in some cases, and otherwise, noting that if there was a pole that was without a street light in which someone in Paintsville wished to have one, to simply notify the city. The city then writes a letter to the power company requesting that a light be put on that pole, and that's where the process begins. And for any resident who has near their property a street light or sees a non-operational street light that just needs repaired, to do the same, call City Hall. And they also discussed the street lights, which used to be operational but were disconnected when years ago, under a different administration, the city placed decorative green poles in parts of the city, and the existing street lights above or near those were disconnected so as not to interfere with the decorative poles. If you have any questions, they say, about any street lights, please call Paintsville City Hall. And that leaves 2 items of business before I leave you. The first is your weather forecast, powered by Licking Valley RACC, where you might be powering up the AC this weekend. Mid-80s and sunshine, a little heat, a little humidity before a cold front comes through and gives us some shower chances early next week. We'll start it off with a nice 63-degree low tonight. Continued mostly clear skies, winds out of the west 5 miles per hour, so becoming calm. It's going to be a nice Friday evening. Sit out on the porch, enjoy it. Whatever you need to do to enjoy this Friday evening, we suggest you do so. Tomorrow, a pool would help enjoying the weather because we are going to see heat and humidity crank up. It's going to feel more like summer. Yep, June weather rolls in for the weekend. 85 and sunny for your Saturday. And we'll see a slight chance of showers to the tune of 20% before 8 o'clock. And if you see any, they're not going to last long. They're not going to be very big. And they're going to be scattered at best. So we'll just leave it at that. A 20% chance of showers late tomorrow afternoon or evening. And that will be a brief hit at that. By Sunday, we'll see sunny skies and 85 again. We'll see winds out of the south-southwest, 5 to 15 miles per hour at times, so a bit breezy on your Sunday, but still sunny, dry, and hot. And then again, by Sunday evening, during the overnight, we'll see another slight chance of showers working to the tune of 30%. And that 30% chance of showers, even though I didn't put it on your screen, actually rolls over into Monday morning to about like 8 or 9 or so. But otherwise, as that front pulls out, we'll see temperatures dip down to about 79 with partly sunny skies and a really nice day to start off your work week. Mostly clear Monday night, a little 56. Sunny and 81 on Tuesday. Mostly sunny and 87 on your Wednesday. Mostly sunny and 85 on your Thursday. But shower chances, as you can see, do start to pop back up Wednesday night, Thursday, and into your Friday. And now for the last order of business, a sincere thank you and good night as we leave you for what I hope is a wonderful weekend. It has been a wild one here this week at Your News Today. I hope you've been able to be with us each and every week. Now, remember, if you ever cannot catch us on Howard's Cable and Foothills Communications, simply go to our website, and either way will get you there. You can go to yournewstoday.com, SagersvilleIndependent.com, because they both take you to the same site where you can find all of the news that pertains to Sagersville and Magoffin County. And if it's not there, you need to call and let us know what it is so we can make sure that it is. Good night, good weekend. Thanks for watching.